Hello everyone, welcome to Warrior DNA. It is 5 p.m. Sunday. Every Sunday, 5 p.m. Central, we have Warrior DNA. This is distinctive qualities and characteristics that are possessed by men and women with ridiculous faith, fearless courage, who are about advancing the kingdom of God and being able to take courage in the midst of adversity. Well, that's what Warrior DNA is, and I'm excited today that we've got a great fresh off the press message from you guys. Over the course of the last week, I've taken time. You guys will note I haven't posted, haven't been on Instagram, haven't been on Facebook. My kids are in Guatemala on a missions trip. Over 3,000 people have been saved. My husband and I, while they were gone, we just felt this leading and a calling to fast and to pray and to meditate. Anytime that we do that, especially if it's a full fast, we know that it's going to be a time of personally humbling our flesh, humbling our bodies, in order to hear something fresh, in order to go to another level, in order to prepare ourselves for something we've never seen, we've never done. Now, we've done a lot of Daniel fasts, and we've done a lot of times where we just maybe give up social media or give up meat. But when you go on a full fast, that means you are truly buffeting your body. You are truly putting yourself through a physical test in order to get something more out of your life than you're currently getting. Well, we've just come out today. We are fully out of that fast. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see what's been going on Facebook and Instagram. Excited to see all the posts from my kids while they've been in Guatemala. But today I have a word for you that I believe can transition you from where you are to where you are going with peace. Before I do that, I want to say congratulations. Last week we had a lot of folks liking and sharing the post. You know, when we do that, what you're doing is you're sharing a message with other people, telling them, I've got a word for you that I think is going to inspire you or minister to you. These are short little 15-minute messages of hope, messages of faith, messages of business development from a very different perspective to help insert into your life something that's going to propel you to your next level. Now today our topic is next level leadership. I want to first say congratulations. This week's like and share winner is Shauna Fujaru. Shauna, you're going to get a package from us actually of some of my teachings, my book, and I'm also going to make sure that you get some of my music CDs, and I've got a special little gift I'm going to add to that as well. So congratulations, Shauna Fujaru. We're excited. Thank you guys again for sharing. Do it again this week. Every week we pick a winner. Every week somebody's going to get special prizes and things that I believe are going to speak into your life. So let's jump quickly. I could literally, after all this week of fasting and praying, so many downloads in my heart, so many shifts in my spirit, so much revelation that separates ego from spirit. I mean, there's so many things I have to give you over the course of the next number of months. But this one today, I'm going to try to condense down what could literally be a full message or even a full series. I'm going to try to condense it down to 10 minutes. Are you ready? Let's go. I want you to think about next level leadership and what that means for your life. Next level. Maybe you're stuck somewhere. You think, I'm just stuck here. I don't understand why the doors aren't opening up for me. I don't understand why things aren't progressing as fast as I want to. Maybe you feel you're somewhere right now and people have deserted you or left you, and you're trying to figure out, I thought they were going to be with me to help me get to my next level. Well, as I was thinking about this, these things have happened to me, my husband. We go through the same things. I've watched some of my ministry friends and pastors and CEOs, some of the things that they've been sharing with me. It's interesting. It seems like a lot of people are saying the same things. How do I get to my next level? I feel stuck. Well, I want you to think about something. While I was fasting, I had this incredible revelation of a game that my husband and I used to play consistently earlier on in our marriage, and it was a game called Mario Sunshine. Now, Mario Sunshine was a game where this little guy named woo, right? So we played this over and over again. We collected all 120 stars. We broke the game. We go back now. We can play the game. We can play on any level we want to. We have freedom to roam through the island and go to whatever we want to go to because we ended up passing all the levels. Well, it came to my mind this week, and I started remembering us and all the hours. It was like date night for us to play Mario Sunshine. Well, I remembered how much we would work. We would work so hard to pass a level. And here's why. And this is where I want you to get a picture of where you're at. You're here, and maybe you're at level 1. Maybe you're just starting your business. Maybe you've just gotten married. Maybe you've just had your first child. Whatever level you're at, and you feel this, I've got to go here. You're feeling this draw that there's more than where I'm at. Here's what happens in Mario Sunshine. You're at a level, but here's what's funny is there's a next level, right? And you can see it. Maybe you guys have played apps where you can, you're playing in the app, or maybe you guys have played like Star Wars Lego, any of those games, they show you that there's another level. And what it does is it entices you to want to get there. You play hard, you try to do various things, trying to get to that next level. Well, here's what's interesting. You can't get to the next level unless you pass the test of the level that you're in. There's certain, you might be able to see that there's weapons up here that you don't have. Or maybe it's a racing game and there's cars that unlock when you get to the next level. Well, here's what I want to tell you. Your next level, there is an unlocking of time, talent, and resources that are available to you on your next level. I'm speaking to this over you. There is an unleashing, an unlocking of time. I mean, some of you are looking for time freedom. Talents. There's things you've been wanting to do with your life that you've never been able to do. And treasure. There's financial increase that you believe you're supposed to have right now that you don't yet have. It's going to be unlocked to you. But first, you have got to overcome. You've got to win the level that you're on. Just like any app, just like any game, you've got to pass the test of now. Now, this is the same with life. In life, like I think about my son. He just recently got his driver's license. What's interesting, you don't just get your driver's license. First, you've got to become of age. That's one level. Then you've got to get your driver's permit, and you have to use that for like a year. That's another level. It's, again, passing tests. Then you have to pass the test for driving. That's another level. But then you're kind of like a probationary driver. You can only have a certain amount of people in the car. So life is set up around levels. My daughter right now, she just finished her geometry course in homeschool, but in order to go to Algebra 2, she's got to go this week and she's got to take a test to prove that she's really finished and comprehended geometry so they can let her go to Algebra 2. Life is about levels. Life is about tests. Life is about you constantly being pressed or pushed into things that you don't think you can do, things that you don't think you would ever do, because there's more time, talent, and treasure, resources for you available at another level. And if you stay stagnant here, let me tell you what you're like. You're just like the Israelites who walked around a mountain for 40 years. They never got over the level. What was the level? It was getting past their ego. It was getting past their pride. It was getting past their sin. They were a complete backwards generation. They were serving false gods, and God allowed them to walk around a desert till they literally died, except for a couple of guys who passed the test and got to go to the next level. Now, here's what I want to say. I want to give you a quick story that'll bring all this to light about passing levels, because when you pass a level of where you're at, you actually get to elevate. I have a song that actually goes, next level, next level, elevate. I know that wasn't pretty, but it's not a pretty song. It's like an acid rock song. And I use it when I'm working out, because I know what I'm doing to my body when I work out is I'm forcing it to do what it wouldn't do naturally, but I'm forcing it to go to a next level. There's a story in the Bible, in Daniel, that talks about 4 guys. Now, there was this king that was basically, he put on a 3-year training program. He was looking to create what I would say elite task force. He was looking to create an army of elite, very, very high level, kind of like Navy SEALs, leaders in that generation, and he was going to put them through a rigorous training program. What he believed was the hardest training program that anyone could go through. Well, here's the deal. Normally back then, those kind of training programs were only available for a specific skin color or a specific class. But this king, he wanted to open it up to everyone and say, I want to see who's the best of the best, not just the best of a certain color or the best of a certain class. I want to open it up for everyone. So here's these 4 guys, Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, as they would become to be known. And here they are. They're amidst all these people. They're in the test. Think about all the movies that have come out where you've got like Hunger Games. There's this test to find out who is the best of the best. Well, in the best of the best test, which is the test you're in, anytime you go in a game to get to the next level, you've got to finish whatever the test is of the level that you're on. You are right now on a level that you have got to maybe you're trying to figure out, how do I get to a next rank? It might not have anything to do about numbers or people. It might have to do about pride. And when you pass the test of pride and being less about what you can get out of people and become somebody who's more about what you can do for people, when you become a servant instead of a master, when you can start to figure out the things that you really need to do on that level, then all of a sudden it becomes easy. It becomes simple. Things start to click in your direction. Well, here's what I want you to think about when you think about the Daniel story. So, of course, this king does this, and there's basically 3 things that took place that these guys had to pass. Now, you know Daniel and the lion's den, again, a test of faith. Of course, the lion's mouths were shut, and after he passes that test, there's great favor, right? Well, let's take a look at what happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They're put through this rigorous program. But the first thing that they're tested with is the decree is made that they have to eat certain foods from the king's table. Well, not wanting to defile themselves because of their standards, their beliefs, they said, we are not going to eat that food. And immediately they were turned in by the guards saying, hey, these guys aren't eating your food. I mean, like they're too good for your food, you know? And so here's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego saying it's not that we're too good. It's that we know what our faith tells us to do and how we're supposed to buffet and prepare our bodies, and we believe this is the way to become the best. There's certain things that you know you're doing right now that are not the best. There's certain relationships in your life that you've been moaning about. You know what? You need to just get past them. There's people that have left your life. You're still looking back going, I don't understand why they left me. I don't understand. Your part of your test is letting go. Because on the other side of your test is time, talent, and treasure that you may be holding up from yourself because you're not ready to get over the past. The first test is always a test of your flesh, of your emotions. You know, I don't know if you've ever fasted, but that is a test of your flesh. It's a way to humble yourself in the presence of God to say, you know what, I'm going to restrict my body so I can hear better in my spirit. Well, when you are tested in the flesh, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you are going to have opposition. But here's what happened after that little season where they said, test us and see if we're not stronger than your guys. And they were. They passed the first test, and they were given honor, and this is amazing. But the second test, obviously, that came was a test when the king says, first off, everybody was in trouble. The whole slaughtering is getting ready to happen. And the king says, I want these 2 guys, Daniel was one of them, to determine what my dream was last night. Didn't tell him what the dream was, didn't give him any hint about it, but basically you're going to die if you're wrong, right? So the second test that we see here is a test of talents. You've got talents. You've got abilities. You've got things that you're really good at. But you know what? It's not about you. You've got to identify, why did God give me this sales ability? Why did God give me this ability to be able to connect with people? Why did God give me the ability to produce wealth? Why did God give me this ability to sing? Why did God give me an ability to speak? Why did God give me an ability to be the CEO of a corporation? It is not about you. The reason is because He wants you to point back to Him to make Him known. Well, Daniel did that. The second test he had to pass was using his dream interpretation skills, his talent, so that he could prove my God is the God that you should be following. The third test is always a test of faith. First is your flesh, your ego, your pride. What is it about you that needs to change? Maybe it's eating habits. Maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's just the hunger that you have in the flesh that's taking you the wrong direction. Second is your talents. Have you really submitted them that they're not about you, but they're really about pointing towards God? And the third thing is faith. Testing of your faith. Maybe you're in a place right now where you really do feel stuck. But here's what I want to tell you. I want you to think instead of being stuck, you're being stoked. What does the word stoke mean? It means to add fuel or ignite a fire. What happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was they were thrown into a fiery furnace. Why? Because their faith was being challenged. They were being told to bow down, and they would not bow down. They were told to get on their knees and worship King Nebuchadnezzar, but they wouldn't do it. They said, we will not bow down. There is only one God. We're going to stand where the rest of the generation starts to behave differently. We're going to be a counterculture, not a subculture. We're not going to look like them. We're not going to act like them. We're not going to behave like them. The rest of the world might have certain skills or talents. They might be doing things right now to get business. Don't you dare bow down when you know what's right. You know what is integrous. You know what you should be doing. You stand strong, because when you are tested to go to the next level is a level of time, talent, treasure, and peace. Here's what happened. They got thrown in a fiery furnace. Now, I could talk about Paul and his trip to Malta. I could talk about Jesus and his trip to the cross. I'm going to tell you, you will be tested. This life will test you in order to propel you to your next season. They were thrown into a fiery furnace. And here's what the scripture says. He got so mad. The guards got so mad. King Nebuchadnezzar got so mad that they were defying his leadership. Not because they were defying authority, because they were standing up for their faith in their God. He said, stoke the fire. And you know, right now, you might feel like all hell is breaking loose against you. I'm telling you right now, the fire is being stoked so that when you come out of this season, when you come out of this test, people are going to look at you and say, my God, it's not your talent. It's not because you gave time. It's not because you got money. It is because you have got a God that is for you. So who or what fire could be against you? When they stood in the fire got increased. It got stoked. You're not stuck. You're being stoked. The fire around you is being fanned into flames, adding fuel as if to ignite. That's the definition of stoke, to add fuel as if to ignite. Igniting is happening around you so that you can now fan into flames the gifts that are within you, so that when you go to that next, some of you, I'm talking to you right now, you're already at a level, you may be making $100,000+ a month in your business. You may already be worth millions of dollars. You may have equity in multiple companies. I'm talking to you right now. You ain't seen nothing yet. There's still another level for you. Another level of peace, another level of joy, another level of happiness that you don't even know about, because you haven't passed the test of pride, of ego, to figure out, why has God given you this increase? Why do you have this wealth? It's not so that you can have more things. It's not so you can accumulate more. It's so that you can empower more and do more for the nations. Today, your test of the flesh, your talents, and your faith, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, those are the tests that are going to take you to your next level. I pray that this ministers to you. I pray that you understand you are right now on the precipice of going somewhere you've never been before. If you've let some dreams die, if you've gotten tired and you feel like I'm just stuck, do not sit in the fire. You are not created to stay there. You are created to use the fire to get you to another level. I love you guys. I pray that you have a great week this week, that you're blessed and highly favored, that you step in, read the book of Daniel. Look at this unbelievable story for yourself and find out what is it that God has for you on the other side of your stoking. Next level. I love you guys. Have a great day.